Hello everyone and welcome back to 101 Great Goals, and we're talking with you, the fans, today to discuss what is the best England XI, starting XI, that we can take to the Euros and just how well would it do. Of course, we've got an abundance of talent at the moment, but we're really interested to see where fans differ and who the key starters are. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I'm going to go with a 4-3-3.
I would play 4-3-3. I'd prefer flat back four than the current incarnation of a back five. I think it's a little bit more rigid and solid defensively, even though there's fewer bodies there.
I would personally go for a 4-3-3.
We're going attacking 4-3-3.
Yeah, I've gone with a completely... I don't even know if we've ever played this, but I'd like us to play it. So I just kind of like my wishes for anything. So I've gone with a 5-2-2-1, but with attacking wing backs either side. So they won't be doing much defending in this, but purely gunning forward and helping out the attack.
If I was picking, I'd probably go for Dean Henderson, controversial choice. I'm not sure it will be Dean Henderson, but it would seem quite mad if the Manchester United #1 was in the England squad, but on the bench behind the goalies at Burnley and Everton.
I'm going to go Dean Henderson. I think it's got to be, hasn't it, really? There's no other goalkeeper who would fit the role better than him.
Henderson, controversial, I know, but I just rate him as a keeper. Absolutely love him.
In goal, I would go with Henderson. I think he's stepped up just in time for Manchester United. If we were doing this a year ago, wouldn't be ready. But he's displaced David De Gea.
I'm going to go for the one that's probably going to get overlooked. I want Nick Pope badly. I badly want Nick Pope in goal. I think Pickford's good. He's a solid keeper, but I just think you want solidity at the back. You want a bit of better distribution, better in the air. I'll go for Pope any day. But I feel like because of what he did in the World Cup, he's probably going to go for Pickford.
Right back, I am going to go Reece James.
Right back, I would go Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's been in great form this year. I think he's England's most solid defensive right back. And as a defender, that's the primary trait that he needs to have.
Reece James, I think he's been excellent this season for Chelsea, and he's quite versatile as well, can play in a free at the back if that's what Gareth Southgate's want to go for.
Right back is Trent in the advanced wing back position. So in this position he wouldn't be doing any defending. So definitely Trent. I just think he offers more than Wan-Bissaka, and Aaron's isn't quite ready yet. So yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, pretty easy for me.
He's not even in the squad at the moment, but Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think people saying he's dipped recently, but he was at such a high level before that to say he's having a dip is a bit unfair. So I would say Trent, yeah.
On the right-hand side, closing up to Trent, I guess the right side of centre-back would be Kyle Walker. A bit of recovery pace, bit of strength going in at the back. Centre-back, I can't overlook Harry Maguire. I do know he has his issues, shall we say, in command in certain areas. But I think if you look at his communication and what he does for the team, I think you can't overlook him. And then John Stones to the left of him as well. He's had a great season so far, and I think he's also got that little recovery pace as well to keep him going. So yeah, I definitely think Stones, Maguire, and Walker will probably complement each other nicely.
I've gone Harry Maguire and John Stones. I think they've both been excellent this season for their clubs.
This is a hard one. John Stones has to be a shoe-in. He's England's best centre-half at the moment. Then to partner him, honestly, if Chris Smalling was fit, then I would possibly go with Chris Smalling. Although Craig Dawson's knocking on the door and Tyrone Mings brings something else.
Harry Maguire, John Stones.
Stones and Maguire. I know it's a bit of a throwback to Russia 2018, but obviously Stones has been in fantastic form for Man City when he looked like he was going to be discarded. I think Maguire is probably the best partner for him. There are quite a few centre-backs, but I think they're the two who stand out for me. On balance, I would go Luke Shaw. I think if the Euros had been this time, well, a year ago when it was supposed to be, it would have probably been Ben Chilwell. But Shaw's form this season, for me, would mean he should start.
I mean, we looked at Trent, and for the same reason, I'm going to go Luke Shaw. I think he's in form. He's probably the best left back in the country, and his accuracy with his crossing is just awesome. And when we look further afield, we'll see why he's important. So Luke Shaw for me, definitely on the left hand side.
It's got to be Luke Shaw.
Left back, I'll go with James Justin if he was fit. He's had a cracking season at Leicester until he's become injured. But if he can get back playing, then fair enough. I think he's offers a little bit more than Luke Shaw does.
Got to be Luke Shaw. He's become one of United's most influential players this season for creativity, and I think he's been one of the best left backs in Europe as well. I've gone for basically kind of two CDMs because I know Gareth loves them. I've gone Declan Rice, and if fit, Jadon Henderson as well. I think he should be captain of the England side, not Harry Kane. I've gone Mason Mount. I think he's starting to flourish under Thomas Tuchel. He did well under Lampard, a little bit of his favourite child, if you would say. But I think he's really starting to develop into just becoming that next level, that top tier player under Tuchel.
For the three in midfield, I would have a double pivot going on with Declan Rice, Jadon Henderson, and Jack Grealish. Henderson should be first name on the team sheet, of course, as captain. But I think that Declan Rice, his distribution is fantastic. He's very clever at reading the game. And even though the comparisons with Gascoigne for Grealish are a little bit premature, he offers that kind of role. England's biggest stumbling block in the 2018 World Cup was the failure to link midfield and attack. And I feel that Grealish is the perfect player to do so.
Centre mid, we're going Declan Rice. Yeah, two centre attacking mids. We are going James Maddison and Jack Grealish.
I would go Jadon Henderson as the deepest midfielder. I think it's close between him and Rice, and I think hopefully as England get through the tournament and play possibly better teams, I might go Rice and Henderson. But to start with, I'd go with Henderson at the base, with Mason Mount and Phil Foden just ahead creating.
So it's two in midfield, two in the kind of sitting midfield roles, whether one of them is like a defensive mid and then a box-to-box or next to each other, it doesn't really matter. But Declan Rice, I think he's had a phenomenal season. And he's, because of what Soucek has kind of allowed him to do, he's more ran free of what he's used to doing at West Ham. But in this formation, I kind of want him to stick in and do the ugly work. I feel like he's good in the transition, but also having those centre-backs behind you and that one extra man will mean he doesn't have to probably do as much there. So we get to see a bit more of that. And then box-to-box is Mason Mount. I think he did quite well today, even against Albania. And I think he's just got that presence and that kind of unpredictability about him. Like, to track him, I don't think is very easy to do. Whereas Henderson is good, but doesn't offer us that. And there's a couple I'd have on the bench, but yeah, it's going to have to be Mason Mount for me. I want them to do this, but they probably won't. But it'd be Jack Grealish and Marcus Rashford. And main reason is because I think they're quite equally as adept as being central players as well as being wing players if need be. Rashford's got the pace and the technique and the quality, and Grealish probably hasn't got the pace, but you can't track him no matter what you do. And I feel like I'd rather have Foden on the bench to come on and impact something as opposed to having Grealish or someone else on the bench to impact them.
On the right, we're going to go Marcus Rashford.
Right wing, I would go with Jadon Sancho. I think he's decisive. He can create something out of nothing. He's very good technically. He's very quick, and he's a fantastic finisher.
I've gone for Jadon Sancho again if fit. I think he's been excellent for Dortmund this season, not having the same impact he did last season. But he's got like the 7th most key passes in Europe, 3rd most dribbles as well in Europe as well. So he's been a fantastic player for them.
I think that one should be Jadon Sancho. He seems to be kind of slightly underrated by England fans, which is probably understandable as he's at Dortmund. But I think he's the best out of the right wingers, and yeah, I'd love to see him start. This is a really tough area. Obviously, I'm going to leave out Marcus Rashford and I'm going to leave out Jack Grealish from this, but I'm going to go for Raheem Sterling. I think his goals over the last 2 or 3 years really speak for themselves, and it would seem maddening to leave him out the team, even if there's serious competition in that position.
I've gone Jack Grealish. I just don't think you can put him out of this team. He's been excellent for Villa all season. He's been the most creative player in the Premier League, not even the Premier League, Europe. He's got the most key passes. He's the most fouled player as well. And I think if he wasn't injured right now, he'd be playing because he's fantastic. And I don't understand why Gareth Southgate doesn't put him in more.
Left wing, I'll go with Rashford. Very similar reasons. He's technically very brilliant, can create magic out of nothing, and he has a little bit of individual flair about him.
Left wing, we are going Raheem Sterling.
Oh, I've gone with Bamford. No, I haven't. I've gone with Harry Kane. There's no one else you can really put in there, is there? It's just an easy choice. He's been phenomenal for Spurs this season, reaching that next level. You look at his goal contributions this season. He's with the likes of Messi, Ronaldo. He's now reaching the potential that people thought he could reach a few years ago.
Yeah, it is a silly question. Assuming that Charlie White's ruling himself out, I'm going to have to go with Harry Kane. World class. What more can you want?
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane. Can't overlook Harry Kane, can you?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a stupid question, but Harry Kane, and I think he would fit perfectly the way he's been playing this season, dropping deep, playing through balls, and with the two I mentioned, Sancho and Sterling either side, I think that would be a really good combination, not just because Kane's a brilliant all-round centre-forward.
I'm a bit scared. It's just, if it wasn't for France, I wouldn't be that bothered. I feel like we actually have a decent squad. And for once, when you look back at England's squad, you think there was a lot of kind of egotistical players in there. There was a lot of players who played for rivals, didn't get on with each other. But I feel like this season, we're not going to have that. Clearly, everyone's off the pace of Man City, and Man United probably finished second and whatever. So I don't feel like we have those egos anymore. It's a much more united group. So I feel like we'll play better, even than we did at the World Cup, because it's a better squad.
We're going to win it. It's going to be in England. We're going to win it. It's going to be great. It's just going to be like 2018, but we don't bottle it in the semi-final. Sorry, we're going all the way.
I think we'll do quite well. I think we'll surprise a few people. I'm concerned that we'll fall down when we come up against a top draw team, but I think the semi-final shouldn't be anything to be shy of.
I think they'll absolutely smash it. I think you've got to go Brazil mentality. We'll outscore them. But I'm hoping so. Obviously, it's that midfield, that front six is, and even if you've got in reserve as well, it's such an attacking front six that honestly, I think it can beat anyone.
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? It's going to be tough. We got the path. Russia 2018 was quite lucky, wasn't it? We didn't play probably one of the world's top teams till the semi-finals. If we're going to repeat that, we'll probably have to beat someone at the top level, someone like Spain, like Portugal. But sure, let's go all the way to the final at Wembley. Let's see, and then we'll see how we get on from there. So I'm predicting England will be at the final, and you can hold me to that.
So, some really varied teams there from our guests, and we thank them for coming on as well. Some questionable choices, but I'll leave that to you in the comments to discuss what you made of those teams and what your team would be as well. We really want to get talking to people about how they want England to line up at the Euros. And if you're from a different country, let us know how your country is going to line up for the Euros and how you rate your chances as well. But of course, the Three Lions football will be coming home this summer, hopefully. We say that every year. It's just what we do in England, okay? You just have to get on board with that it doesn't matter what team we've got. Football is coming home, and we like to get behind Gareth Southgate and the boys. So that is the end of this video. Like I say, let us know in the comments what you thought of everyone's opinions. To everyone who came on the video, thank you so much for coming on. If you are new around here, please subscribe to the channel, like the video as well, and maybe even give it a share. Check all the links in the description to our social media pages. Thank you again for watching. Come on, England, and we'll see you next time.